I'll be topless, but not sitting down.
No. You're so smart. You don't want to be topless sitting down.
A stander episode.
Whenever someone's like, let's get a picture of you seated, I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, shut your mouth. Hey, get a bikini on and go sit down on that bench. And then cross your legs in front of you. Yeah, that's the topper.
I look like the poop emoji.
Like when I'm sitting down shirtless, I look awful. But then if you and now cross your legs in front of you, like that is the worst a human can look.
And it's hard to do.
If you can look good cross-legged on a picnic table, like without a shirt on,
then you're healthy.
You're very healthy.
Yeah, that's
your
a healthy
body
person.
fat is good. I'm 43, so like I'm at an age now where like my shirts fit differently because like my sleeves are bigger.
Yeah.
You know, like the sleeves are there's more room in the sleeves now than there used to be,
really?
And there's less room here. You know, so they're tight.
Do you used to have big tight biceps or something?
I used to have, well, you know, as you lose muscle mass, right? So like now my sleeves are super loose.
Yeah.
And the rest of it's extra tight. You know? So
that's a look.
It's a great look.
You see men
loose sleeves.
That's not it. Like there's girls that have that. I would say that's a type of mine, like a tight sleeve, no loose sleeve tight dress shirt.
I like a man who carries all his weight in front. I don't want any of that pesky arm weight.
You know he's under stress.
I don't want thick shoulders. Gross. I want a man with loose sleeves and the rest fits like a sausage.
Like when you describe that, I can just like picture the exact man that does that, and it like looks it's so funny.
Thin arms, fat. I'm not only do I eat too much, I don't do a lot else. Too much. I don't do much else. I don't do a lot other than that. I drink alcohol and I sit around. But I've been renovating. I've realized the kind of renovator I am. I have a blood blister because I hit my thumb.
Ooh.
Or I call this a thumb, but it isn't.
So is that when it bleeds so much inside it makes a blister?
Yeah, it's kind of it's like your skin acts like a diva cup.
Gross. That's disgusting.
Your skin acts like a man diva cup. So you just
have to pull it out one day?
It just goes away all by itself.
My dad had one of those ones. My dad had one of those ones, and it was huge. It was like the size of a blueberry.
Did he go, God damn it, like when he hurt himself?
Well, I don't know. He was a carpenter. He did it at work. I wasn't around.
Oh, yeah.
But so it was on his thumb. It's this huge one, and we used to joke about it because he had it for weeks. And then, like, we were driving in the car, and then all of a sudden, there was just this...
Oh,
and it
popped?
There was, like, blood all over.
Oh, my God. That's disgusting.
It was one of the grossest things in my life. I think it's real, or I had a nightmare, but I'm pretty sure that actually happened. My dad's blood blister popped.
And you're like, Dad.
No, my dad just got his period on me.
His dads are always like, whenever dads do stuff, it's like, no, fuck.
His diva cup just exploded on me.
Oh, gross. His diva cup smashed. No, but I'm the kind of renovator where it looks okay. Like if you came over, you'd be like, oh, that looks nice. But the next person who renovates it and takes everything apart is going to be like, who the fuck did it like this? You know, that's the kind of renovate. 15 years from now, a new family is going to move in there and be like, let's take out all these old stupid vinyl planks. And then they'll crack. Oh, great. There's beautiful old hardwood under here. And then they're going to be like, who the fuck put 83 screws in that spot? And they're all fucking, and none of them can come out. You can't pull a single screw out. They're all like, you know,
why'd you screw it in like that?
They just kept going. The thing kept going, you know, like I wanted to get it in more, not realizing it was already as tight as it could get. And then and one extra little and then just spins all the threads off, you know, like spins the whole top off. So now
what were you putting? I
was putting screws in. Why? And now you can't remove them because the head has been removed, like it's just shaved down.
But why were you screwing into your hardwood floor?
I wasn't, but there's other things that I've screwed, like
just like I'm like
basically like putting in baseboard shit like that, you know, like so it looks okay because it's all been like painted and touched up. It's just whoever does that, like cracks it open, is gonna be like, you piece of shit. You know, it's gonna. Hopefully, I'm still alive when that happens. I'm just gonna go there as an 80-year-old man and laugh.
I remember we had that thing at my house when we moved to Edmonton. My dad was like, there was like a little handyman that lived there. He did so many ridiculous things that like every time something bad happened, my dad would curse this man's name. Like it was. And
it's also weird. Sort of a humble brag, right? It's a male humble brag.
Yeah.
Anytime you see another man's handiwork, you go, what? You're just looking for the weakness, right? Everything looks good and you're like, it looks pretty good. But I'm hoping to find something fucking weird about it. And then you find a little seam that's off, and you're like, oh, air leaking right through that spot.
Oh, my God.
You've had air leaking right through under there the whole time. Who in the fuck did this?
But didn't you do that with your toilet when you found it was rotting under the...
No, that was all us.
You knew who the six...
That was our toilet tank leaking for 13 years.
Oh, okay.
That was a slow leak out of the tank for 13 years that was just left as is.
Oh, my God.
You could have carved your name in the wood just like, you could have, just like sand. You do it, like you could have written Kathleen just like you do in the sand.
Oh, God.
That's how rotten it was.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So we're doing other stuff now, but my brother's coming over. We're working on it. He's working on it mainly. He knows what he's doing.
Are you doing an extension on the house?
No.
You're not going to do a second wing?
We should
the
do
Sean
a second
Lacomber
wing.
manner?
You know how much it is just to have like a little extra, like a boot room would be like $30,000.
Why hasn't anybody just like lined up a bunch of trailer park trailers in like a zigzag, like a millionaire, and just had a whole house of houses?
Yeah, just like
but
a
it's
mansion
miles
of trailers.
long. Yeah, and you just keep
trailer mansion
doing different loops, but if you forget something at one end, you're gonna be real.
Fuck. I gotta go back in trailer 19. That would be great.
Sleep in any of the trailers whenever you want.
And it was just like a serpentine mansion.
It would save all poo problems because you could go down 20 trailers to take a shit and come back and nobody would know at all.
And if you hate stairs, it's perfect.
It's perfect.
Because you're like, I don't like going upstairs. You're like, don't worry, this is just 18 trailers.
But also it'd be cool if you could have the ability to like make it move.
Now you're getting into weird wedding fantasy.
No.
Hey, can we make this church move? What the fuck?
No, like you could like make it do a loop, or you could change the directions. I don't know.
Have you done any comedy shows lately?
I was in Calgary at the Laugh Shop.
Oh, the Laughter Zone.
Yeah, with Daryl Lennox.
Was it fun?
It was very fun. Both nights were very fun. Yeah, it was.
How's he doing? Is he, because he's blind, right?
He's blind, partially blind. He's good. He's Daryl. He's the same old Daryl.
He never changes.
He housed my Aries. I loved it.
Is that what he said?
I loved it.
How's my Aries? Oh my God.
I was like, I'm good.
Ugh. Astrology. Just the fucking.
It is. That is the thing right now. If you're a
game.
single man and
It's
you want to get laid in 2020, you learn your fucking astrology. I'm looking at you, Jim.
The
you
nice
learn
thing
your
about
astrology.
it is you can be wrong and still get laid, right?
Yeah.
You can be like Aries, and if she's like, no, blah, blah, then you can still talk about her being a fucking dumb Capricorn or whatever.
Yeah.
So you've just opened up the conversation. But if she is an Aries, you're going to get blown immediately.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Aries, right? And she's like, I have an Aries.
How did you know? There's just an Aries way about
just
you.
A guess. There's just such an Aries vibe. I can see it in your fucking fake aura. The universe that continues to pull in a direction that gives a fuck about you. Shut up. The universe doesn't give a fuck about any of us.
No, it doesn't.
It's more bleak than believing in Christ.
Yeah, no, nobody cares about no one.
Christ is a story where it's like, it's just not real,
Yeah.
But the universe actually like moving in a direction where it's all of us are connected and the universe is moving with us in mind. It's even dumber than Christianity. Isn't it? Like, are you a universe person?
I'm a nothing person. I don't know what I believe. Some days I believe in different things. I don't know. But I do read Aries memes, and I'm like,
where are you gonna,
I am like that.
You should know, like, what's your death religion going to be? Because, like, in your last 3 months, everybody finds a little...
I don't think I'll have a death
You're looking
religion.
for a little crack in the casket. You know what I mean? Everybody is.
Really?
Everybody's looking for a little light on the...
I don't want to go to any of the religions.
You don't, come on. Christian heaven? That is fun. It's not real, but it would be
Christian
fun.
heaven is heaven for Christians, Sean.
Well,
not for fun people. Christian heaven is Wonder
cool
Bread
Christians.
sandwiches.
There's some pretty cool Christians. It'd be all right.
There's not.
They make good food.
No, they do not.
Christian funeral. They make good food. They make good sandwiches. Funeral sandwiches.
I just never understood the concept of heaven, because heaven is not your heaven. It's Jesus' heaven. And you didn't like Jesus on earth. You're not going to like Jesus in heaven. It's not your...
So wait a minute. You're saying like... Do you honestly think that maybe like heaven, it was like sold to us as this great place, but it's actually shittier? It's just like a timeshare?
Yeah.
Where you're like, wow, that looks great. And then you get there and you're like, we don't get to stay. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
maybe heaven is just like a shitty, like a rent-controlled apartment complex.
Sometimes I think so.
And you're like, what the fuck is this shit? You're in heaven. These are your quarters over here.
But I was
This
told...
is a small room. Like, welcome to heaven, bitch.
Welcome to heaven, bitch. And then it turns into your worst...
It's a jail.
It turns into your worst, like, Christian nightmare.
Yeah, it's like, oh, why am I in death row in heaven? Like, this is where you go.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on fucking heaven death row.
So we probably should be being real bad right now because I bet you hell is the opposite. I bet you hell's actually a really fucking great place to go.
What a crazy thing to invent. The concept of hell is a crazy invention because it wasn't
the
it
Greeks
wasn't the
invented
first thing,
it.
did they?
Yeah, Hades.
Because it wasn't the first. It wouldn't be the first
Was the
thing.
Greek god
the
of
way that you
the
try to
hell.
sell religion
What
to
was it called?
people, you try to
River
sell
Styx.
religion to people by saying like it's great, and then afterwards it's great, and then they go, yeah, sounds great, and then you got to be like, fuck, that sales pitch didn't work. Wait a minute, we need a bad place. We need the place where you go if you don't listen to me.
Is this the whole concept of The Good Place, that TV show? Is
I
that
don't
what
know.
the whole thing is? I think I
never
saw
seen
one season, and that maybe that's what planted this weird seed in my head. Because I think that's what happens is she goes to what she thinks is heaven, but it's really her hell. But it's heaven for good people, and good people aren't fun. So heaven is not. It's just gonna be filled with a bunch of boring good people. When hell, you're gonna still get murder podcasts in hell. You're not getting murder podcasts in heaven.
You think so?
Because in heaven,
it's like China
murder
up
doesn't
there?
exist. Murder doesn't exist in heaven.
It's like China.
Why
where it's
is
like
that
very
like
efficient,
China?
small rooms, very efficient, everything's censored.
What?
You know.
Okay, when's the first time you've been to China? Have you been there?
Well, no, but I know.
Yeah,
what
I saw
it's like.
pictures
I
in
know
People
exactly what
magazine.
it's like.
I saw
People
pictures.
magazine. The last time I was waiting at my podiatrist's office, they had an expose on China and how they're treating the Uyghurs. No, maybe it's like China up there. It's just like a communist state where it's like, look, there's so many of us, we have to fucking chill.
But good people just want that. Good people want to be told what to do. That's why they're religious.
You know,
Bad
be a-
people don't want to be told to do. It's going to be funner down there.
You know what would be a good concept for a show is that heaven is getting full. And so some of the people that are up there are in charge of determining their living.
pushing some people out.
Well, they have to be like, how many of our living family members are going to come to heaven? Like they have to pick a couple people.
We should make a show about the angels that run heaven, and they have to kick some people out.
Well, maybe you get too old to be in heaven too. Like you die in heaven as well.
Oh, and then where do you go?
I don't know. Nowhere. You're just dead. You get an extra 5,000
When do you
years.
finally get to just die, though? Because everyone says that here now. Well, when you die, you just die. But you're saying in 2 lifetimes you die.
Right, you get an extra layer. Heaven, welcome to heaven. You're like, this is great, an eternity. And they're like, well, it's not an eternity.
Welcome to
You get
heaven,
an extra 5,000
bitch.
years here, and then you're dead forever.
Jim,
and you're
can
like,
we-
no!
Jim,
Welcome to your cubicle.
Can we make "Welcome to Heaven, bitch" T-shirts for the show, please?
Welcome
please,
to heaven,
please.
bitch. But by the way, you're a
Wanna do
carpenter up here. Like, no! I'm bad with wood. Like, you got to work every day, bitch.
Yeah.
This is like a weird North Korea up here.
Yeah, hell is amazing because it's just fun, bad people.
I never thought about that.
I always think about that, and I think I'm right.
I think you're right about most things. Your OnlyFans page, it's a great concept.
It is a great concept.
That is good.
And I always think that
Wait a minute. Go ahead.
It's kind of like my sound exchange check. I'm like, when is this going to slow down? When is it going to be like, I'm not paying another $50. I've seen them. I'm done.
Yeah, like, look, okay, she's in a fucking great. She's in brown pants now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
There's
how many different pairs of pants do I need to see this tittied up bitch in? Anyway,
I know. That's why I'm like, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm supposed to anymore. I'm like,
like
how many
red
times?
pants, brown pants, no pants,
Oh my God.
just underwear. I actually thought of a good invention for plumbers is underwear with suspenders. You know what I mean?
For plumbers?
Yeah, so like when you bend down and it should be
Oh.
plumber ass, but it's suspenders, so your underwear stays up to the middle of your back.
The first thing I thought of was because plumbers shit themselves. I thought they was
don't-
holding.
No, they don't. Well, they do. They can. A lot of them, the journeymen.
The journeyman.
Once
shit
you get to a
themselves.
certain age, because plumbers are always bending over, so as they get up, a lot of like you get to a certain age where you lose those muscles.
Yeah.
Those I need to shit, but I have to. I'm in a squat, and I thought about shitting before I got in this squat. But I didn't shit before I got in this squat because I have a fucking job to do. I'm a plumber. And then you're down in the squat.
Oh yeah.
You got, I have to take a shit.
Oh no.
And then you get up and it just comes out. Like you can't stop it. You lose those muscles. So as you get up, that quad thrust, like when you start to like, come on, up we go. And then a bunch of shit comes out of your ass. But I think the underwear suspenders is a good concept. I'm sure it's already on the internet.
I'm sure it is. But it is a good idea.
It's also Remembrance Day.
It is Remembrance Day. It is, and it was yesterday. It was Mike McGee's birthday.
Do you do anything special for Remembrance Day? Do you know any people that fought
My
and died and
grandfather was in World War II, and he was in a prisoner of war camp in Japan.
stuff? Whoa!
Yeah, it's
Was he
pretty cool.
really?
Oh yeah.
What is he? He doesn't have a problematic or toxic view of Japanese people.
You know what? I feel like my grandpa was an encyclopedia. But no, I don't think he did that much though. He didn't, like, it's hard to explain, but like he was an encyclopedia salesman and stuff, and he did lots of business with Asia, I think, to make a point. He's like, he always worked with Chinese and Japanese
That's
people.
what I like about Remembrance Day is it's even woke people have drawn a red line there and not been like, whatever. Like all these white straight males had some pretty toxic views.
I'm surprised. I can't.
You know, like
I can't.
yeah, I read one of their love letters that they sent home. Believe me, you don't want to hear it, hun.
Oh my God, can you imagine all these people protesting Remembrance Day because it's a bunch of problematic white men that did.
Hun, have you ever read A Soldier's Letter Home to His Wife? Look out, hun. These guys weren't as great as you think.
That's crazy. That's the funniest thing.
But they've drawn a red line there, right?
But that's almost the
they
greatest.
will not cross that line, and I appreciate that.
It's true.
But that is a line. But it will be crossed at some point, right?
Well, at some point, someone's going to find a problem with Remembrance Day.
Yeah.
And they're going to, I don't know, that there's not enough women remembered or something. I don't know.
We actually do a pretty decent job, I think, of being like, you know, the women were the ones that took over at home.
Yeah.
Like that's always a part of the narrative is like,
oh, I think so.
Men
went
over and fought and women built shit. They could, you know, like, and they took care of everything. They didn't fucking need men. So war has always been this kind of double-edged awesome thing where men look cool and women look cool.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing is like we always talk about how much we hate war.
War's like smoking. It makes you look cool.
We always talk about but you might
you might die in either case.
We always talk about war as like we don't want to go to war, but then when we do go to war, the people who fought in it are remembered forever as that. You know, for 2 years I went and tried not to die somewhere.
Yeah.
I got on a plane and tried not to die for 2 years.
Yeah, that's what they were doing. They were
And-
trying not to die.
Yeah,
They
they're
were
just trying
going
not
over there
to
to
fucking-
fight. They were trying not to.
Please don't let me die in this fucking mud pit in France.
My grandpa, like, there's a few interviews with him on like the government website where they interviewed him about like his experience, and I found them, and they're like crazy because he like left. He was in like when he was either 17 or 18 he went, and he was like on a boat in the harbor in Vancouver, and he's like, men were like jumping off the boat because they were so scared. They're like, I'm not doing this, I'm not going, because they knew what they were going to. That's the craziest part, is like we all know about World War II and stuff, but we don't know what it was really like to be there. I don't think if a war happened, you guys wouldn't hop on and sign up for your country. Nobody would. Well, I mean, there are some people that would, but like, it has to be aliens versus the world, not the world versus each other, because that's what will destroy us. If it's aliens versus the world, it'll be like Independence Day. Suddenly, everyone's getting along. We're sharing oil. We're having a great time. And, like, everyone's happy. But when it's the country, world against the world, that's when we're going to implode.
Yeah, I don't know if war would, you know, there's too many, we're too aware of things now.
Yeah.
You know, like we haven't had a Twitter war. Like there's no, you know what I mean? Like since social media is everywhere, we really haven't. We've had conflicts and people dying all over the place, but there hasn't been like a massive military action by one country versus another because it would be hard to recruit. Yeah. You know, like China would kill us because they'd just be like, everybody get on the boat. Yeah. Like, fuck. Do it or die, bitch. But over here, we're all like pussies. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like it's not right.
Yeah.
And, like in other countries, they wouldn't have that option. But here, like, that's why it's so great to live here. We have the choice to not fight in a fucking war and die. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm out of my war fighting years. You'd be over there painting fucking planes or something.
XOXO.
This green tape keeps getting stuck on the metal. Sorry, it's all red. I tried to do like some white for Canada, but all the green tape it's so cold here. It just fucking comes right off. So our guys are flying around in just straight red planes.
It's going to become a heritage moment.
But my grandmother, she fought in the fucking war.
She fought in it?
No, she didn't fight in it. But she sent, I don't know if I've talked about this in the podcast. She used
so.
to censor letters home.
Oh, what do you mean? Like she'd black it out words?
She would rewrite them. So like
what?
When
the
you
whole letter?
Because you weren't allowed to have problematic. I'm just kidding, but you weren't allowed to like say, I'm scared.
It wasn't like looking for like dirty words. It was looking for help me.
We shouldn't be here. This is wrong.
She really was. That was a real job.
Yeah, you had to like sit there and you'd rewrite letters home.
That's also that sounds like a dream job to me. Just sitting there reading people's private letters.
That's kind of cool.
That is, your grandmother is the coolest. That is the coolest. I didn't even know that was the thing that they did. And of course that's something that they did. Like, what a stupid, naive thing to think that, they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, they censored Twitter. Of course they censored those fucking letters.
Yeah. I just think my grandpa said it was the most terrifying time of his life. And like when he got home, he got medals and my great grandmother threw them in the fire because she's like, fuck you. You made he left like 140 pounds and he came back 89 pounds and like
wow.
He ate bugs and rice and stuff
And so how long was he in a camp in Japan?
I think like either just 2 years or 2.5 years.
Jesus,
he was in this. I wish I can't.
Did he have to do
right
that
now.
fucking long march thing where it was like, okay, most of you are gonna die on the road here?
Well, they just landed in Hong Kong. And they were the first Canadian troops to be in battle when they started to fight the Japanese over here.
Yeah.
So they were the first ones and they got captured there. Like this was the very beginning of the war, like the very beginning.
Especially to get captured by the Japanese because, I mean, that's, in some ways that's why we had to drop the bombs.
Yeah.
I mean, it was mostly for political reasons, but the practical reasons was fucking the Japanese people are never going to surrender.
Yeah.
They're never going to. We're going to have to kill all of these motherfuckers to win this thing.
Yeah.
So, I can imagine your grandpa gets... And anybody that's caught in battle, they're just like, you're a coward. You're supposed to kill yourself.
Yeah.
So they had no respect for any of these soldiers that, didn't just kill themselves.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I just wanted... And, I did a project on my grandpa in, grade 5 or something where just it was one of those hero things. It was very cute. And I got my teacher gave me 95%. I'm like, I should
95. I don't know. That's just
she was really marked, but there was an essay part in it. I didn't write good, I guess. But anyway, so
I'm sure I'm sure it wasn't your grandfather's story. Was
I know. I know. Yeah.
You wrote it beautifully. What a narrative, Kathleen. You can really spin a yarn. But it just seems like your grandfather didn't make that many sacrifices. So I can only give you 95 based on your grandpa being soft. He should have killed himself. That's why I knocked off 5% because no real soldier gives himself over to his enemy.
Oh my God.
I'm sure that your grade 5 social studies
That's what she thought.
Didn't think that. It probably was your shit essay.
It was my shit essay. That's what it was.
But 2.5 years in a camp. That sounds like, fuck me, would that be insane? You'd go insane.
I think they he would tell us stories. So he told me stories for that, but in a child censored way of what he did. But he never.
And then we'd jump on the lady and give her the oogie boogie with our hips.
But is that what you call it?
The oogie boogie. Once in a while, we were allowed to do the ooga booga booga with a lady friend.
Oh my God!
You kids don't need to know what we really did to them.
Oh my God!
No, but
it's a great
2.5 years is fucking bananas.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It's a very long time.
It would be to the point where you'd be like, "Oh, these bugs are good." I'm glad these bugs are back.
I just like because he would tell us stories about it, and
Ugh.
I don't like. He would like that he's not telling you the whole. There's no way he comes home and tells his family. That's the other thing about that you have to respect so much about people that have actually literally fought in wars is they've actually seen this shit. And even if they've only gone to one place once, you see one person get killed in front of you, that will change you.
And was he able to like? I mean, here's the thing too. Like that makes me wonder about how fucking weak and soft I am.
Yeah.
Is like I've really experienced like I'm fucked. Like I'm a fucked up person who has a lot of problems, but I don't really have that much of a reason to be this way. You know, like I had some trauma, but not much.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I should get on some different pills because I feel like when I was in junior high, this guy said, "Fucking fuck you, you fat fuck." Like that's my trauma story.
Yeah,
of like
yeah.
why I'm fucked up. Your grandfather comes back from
God.
2.5 years in a Japanese fucking torture chamber, and then he gets home and is like, "Where's my tools? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go build a shed."
And he gets right back to life and has a family.
Yeah.
And has like and now. Oh, I feel.
These guys were so much fucking mentally stronger
and braver than anyone walking on this planet right now. Because how do you do that? Even like anyone that is in the military right now. What was that? The Hurt Locker. That movie made me so mad because it's basically the whole thing is like he can't go home. Like he can't not be thinking about killing things and doing stuff and bombs.
He was just a normal great grandpa that had like a job and provided for his family. And
no, he wasn't a grandpa when he went to war.
No, I'm saying he came back and like
became the
just
father.
fucking carried on with his life.
Yeah.
The only person that knew he was fucked up was his wife.
Yeah.
Because he'd wake up in the middle of the night sometimes like, "Ooga booga lady, get over here." "Ooga booga woman, move."
Oh my God. It's such a
like his flashback is fucking a prostitute one time. If you go to war, that's really what you hope your war flashback
what you hope
is,
you
is
get.
the time you got herpes from some weirdo.
Oh, but that's so crazy to think about like that. Like those men that came back from that war, like our grandfathers were the most mentally strong and they had to be these, it's 1950s. You can't break into tears at dinner because you are having a bad day. You have to buck up. You have to be this strong, masculine man.
It's insane that they all didn't just have breakdowns and fucking die.
If it was today, oh my God, this is why we cannot fight today because everyone would have a breakdown. No one is mentally strong enough for that kind of stuff. And like, it's serious. Like everybody jokes about the military all the time, but anybody that does that, good for you because you will see something crazy.
I've always said it. Communication is overrated. You know, those guys didn't talk about it.
No.
They came back and they were like, "I ain't fucking talking about it." You know, and then they once in a while went into the barn and cried.
Yeah.
You know, once every 9 days they'd go into the barn and just and just fucking cry on some hay for a while.
That's I think the next.
But they just fucking they internalized it and they moved on with their lives. We would talk about it. You know, we'd come home and like talk about it.
Yeah.
Tell me all about it, Steve. Well, it started out like shut the fuck up and move on with your fucking like. Quit talking about it.
That's true. That generation was the best at pushing their trauma away, not down, away.
And look where
like getting it out.
And they did fine.
Not using it all the time. Yeah. They did amazing.
We sit around talking about it all the fucking time like a bunch of babies.
But I look at my grandparents and I'm like, I literally think they were the greatest generation because they went through this horrific trauma, and just came back and went back to American life, Canadian life. And then had families and like were still good. And then they raised these kids and then these kids are all hippies and they're this and that. And then, they're raising these people that turn out to be the not so great generation, the boomers. And then they're raising our generation. And I don't know what's wrong with us, but there is shit wrong with us.
And that's why it's nice to have like conflict happening. Yeah. Because we sit around going, "Oh my God, the climate," you know, like, and it is a problem. But back then they were like, "Fucking get out of the way of that bullet."
Yeah. Oh my God, that bullet.
Nobody had time to be like, "Do you really feel like the ozone layer can handle this?" Like nobody fucking had big picture problems. Like you had to worry about winning,
living your life,
beat the Nazis or we're all dead.
Yeah.
It's so nice to have a galvanizing thing. That's why we're also split on social media because we don't have anything to actually be mad about.
Yeah.
So we just pick fights instead of having one comment. We need the Nazis to come back.
We're like the first generation that has
We
not.
need China to fucking
We're
take
like
over.
the first living generation that hasn't really had a big war. Like I think the last big war maybe was the Vietnam War for
Iraq.
Americans.
Big deal.
Oh, I don't know. I don't
the
know.
last wars that we remember
But the
are just
big
like
war. Like World War II was in like, way long.
right, Vietnam. We were gonna fucking lose. It was just about how many people might go over there and die.
Yeah.
Iraq, like fucking big deal. Afghanistan, big deal. Like we have to go back a long way where it's like we could all fucking die.
Yeah.
Like the Nazis, they're pretty tough. Like imagine being back then and seeing the Nazis on television and being like, motherfucker, how are we going to beat these cocksuckers?
Imagine seeing them in person. Having the Nazis right in front of you.
All that marchy stuff.
Oh,
and you're
can you imagine?
Oh boy, these guys are weird.
It's crazy.
I don't know. It's one of the most holidays. I have this attitude of like, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah.
But Remembrance Day is the one where I'm like, this is legit for real. Like we could have been, we could have been fucked.
Is that where you got the inspiration for you can never get a blowjob on Remembrance Day joke?
Oh fuck! I forgot. When did I tell that? Oh, that's
when
right.
You started it was an early. It was.
Yeah, that's right.
Joke.
Yeah.
It was a good
Can't
joke.
get a blowjob on Remembrance Day. Yeah, something
remember
like that.
Somebody in Calgary stole it.
Right. There was a comedian that was like, and then I realized, wait a minute, it's just hack.
Yeah. but it was still. I was.
There's that weird
I didn't
moment.
bring that up to embarrass you. I hope I did not.
No.
Okay,
but
good.
there is that
I
weird
liked
moment
that
as a
joke.
comedian when you're like, that guy stole my joke.
Yeah.
That fucking thief. And then you kick back for 3 minutes and you go, actually, it is hack.
He could have thought of that. Yeah.
Anybody that wasn't low hanging fruit. That was fruit on the ground.
Yeah, that was like the
that
one
you bend over and
the
pick
Alex
up.
Trebek meme that you guys were seeing everywhere.
Oh yeah, who is or something? Yeah, what is it?
It was Canada's.
Yeah.
Oh
Who
my
is Canada's greatest export or
I
whatever?
didn't see that anywhere. Was this people's statuses or was it like a meme? Okay, I just didn't.
But Trebek, I don't. He was. Where was he from? Ottawa or something?
All I know is Canada. I don't know exactly where.
Fuck, he really is. Like weirdly an icon.
He taught most people. He probably taught more kids things than a lot of their teachers growing up. You know?
You know what's insane about it is he had the sweetest job in show business for a while because everybody knows who the host of these game shows are, and he got to be the smart guy.
Yeah.
Like nobody's gonna look at when Pat Sajak dies. People are gonna be like, "See ya, Pat."
No, that is true.
Like missing letters. Nice try, idiot.
That is true. He probably was just some actor, but then now he looks like the smartest man because you really truly think that he came up with all these questions.
Right.
That's so crazy.
All the answers were there. He had every fucking.
Oh, he's an actor.
His
Alex
job
Trebek
was
is an actor.
His job was no different than any other game show host. The answers are in front of you.
He wasn't Professor Trebek before he got
No, he
there.
wasn't like. Actually, the answer is like. Yeah, I'm sure the producers are like. Yeah, one time we took Alex's answer sheet away and he fucking lost it. Where is it? Where are the answers? Where are the fucking answers? Like Trebek backstage. He was like, who the fuck stole my answer sheet? You made me look like a moron out there. We are reshooting the whole thing.
I never thought of that. Like, yeah, he does look like the most intellectual of the game show
Actually,
hosts,
the answer is right in front of my fucking eyeballs.
Can you imagine? Can you even think of like what if Pat Sajak was on Jeopardy and Alex Trebek was on Wheel of Fortune? Just imagine that world.
We would be like, Pat Sajak
is such a genius.
He is really a smart guy. And then Trebek would be like, no, there isn't a K there. Like, no, actually, it's not
there
a
are
K.
no vowels.
It ain't no K, it's an M. Mary is the answer we're looking for. Mary.
That is hilarious to think that
Carrie Jane. No, it's Mary Jane.
Your whole public perception is based on what game show you got to host.
The answers were in front of your face. Nobody's going to be like, Drew Carey, boy, was he smart. Like Drew Carey's legacy. Nobody thinks he's smart because he's fucking like a new car. Like, how much do you think this cleaning product is? I don't know. Look at the audience. 260. 260. What is my mom saying? 265.
I've been to The Price is Right twice.
Yeah, did you get on?
No. Well, I did get on in the background.
Did you tell her how many years your grandfather spent in a fucking prisoner of war camp in Japan?
No, I should have. Damn it.
You should have opened with it.
They do. It is not random. They do choose people. Like, you get in a lineup and they put you in groups of 10 and they just say, hey, where are you from? What do you do? But it's I love the prices. Like, I do love the prices, right? It's like the best. But it's so awful when you're there and you are actually answering in your head correctly. And you're like, that is my Toyota Tacoma. This fucking bitch from Alabama didn't win it and I could have won it.
I really think that the reason The Price is Right took off is because women fucking
jump.
Women jump. But no, it's because
that was the okay. Well,
women got like every other one, other show was kind of even, right? Like any man or woman could guess what letter was there, or like fucking one of the Great Lakes or something, you know. But women could sit at home and watch that, and their husband would be like, I don't. Toilet paper.
Yeah, because he doesn't go to the store.
I don't know what that would be. And she's like, it's between 1380 and 1650.
You idiot.
And then it's like, bing, it's 1412. And I told you it was fat guy.
Yeah.
So like women could be like, I know the price of all this fucking shit.
It is like, made for women.
It was very empowering for women.
Totally.
That's why it took off, you know?
Yeah, because they could beat men.
Yeah, because men were like, I don't know what that would be. And she's like, you're so fucking... Maybe $75. $75, yeah, right. We're not fucking rich. I would never pay more than $14.80 for those.
I like...
Ding, $14.80.
Do you remember how pervy the hosts were? Like, how pervy they were?
Bob Barker?
Well, Bob Barker has women in bikinis showing things and holding this tiny little microphone. I'm like, Bob Barker, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But like... I'm
what
talking
a waste
about on
of
TV.
Fucking time his whole pet spayed and neutered thing turned out to be.
He probably saved the world from overpopulation of animals.
Shut the fuck up.
He did his
cats
part.
Everywhere. He didn't fucking do anything.
Yeah, there would have been 8 trillion times the cats.
There wouldn't have
There'd
been.
be cats everywhere.
Yeah, that's what the maskers say.
The cats would be in charge.
That's what the maskers would say.
the cats would be in charge.
You maskers want us to listen to your masters, and I will fucking not. I'm all about face freedom. I don't even believe in contact tracing.
I wonder if one of the non-maskers has yet been like, I am wearing my mask. Well, no, you're not, sir. I'm like, I've got one of those invisible masks.
You fucking goof. Fucking loser.
How many of them have used that line so far, I wonder?
I don't know. A lot of them, when you hear them talking online, it's usually like, yeah, I don't fucking wear it, and nobody fucking says nothing about it because of fucking how tough I look. That's the general feel. Hey, look, I haven't worn one anywhere, and nobody said a fucking word because of the fucking gun show.
It's the reason
and they
why...
know if you asked me where my mask was, I'd fucking put this right in your throat.
The reason why no one asks where their mask is because they don't want the whole interaction. Yeah. They don't care how tough you are. They're just like, well, I don't care to hear your voice at all in this whole interaction. Then
no, yeah, I can tell you. I can
say something.
I can write down the 10 things I know you're going to say.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I don't need to hear it from another person live. Yeah, when I see somebody not wearing a mask, I'm just like, whatever. Like, who gives a shit? You know, I mean, that's why this is weird because normally if you're anti-vax or like, normally other people's decisions don't impact you.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like live and let live. You don't believe in that, so don't do it. Masks is one of those weird things where it's like you not believing in it and not doing it actually is impacting the rest of us.
Yeah.
And so that is a problem, and that's
when it
why
impacts
there's
others,
so much.
it's shitty.
Yeah, totally. Like I don't need to fucking wear it. It ain't doing nothing. And then they're like, "See, I don't have it." Yeah. And it's like vaccinating, where it's like, "See, I never got it." Like, well, yeah, because enough of the population was getting vaccinated that you were protected by who you perceive as your enemy.
Yeah.
You know, and in this way, they're protected by who they perceive as idiots.
I don't understand
all these people wearing masks. Like, that's why you never got it, you fucking goof.
I can't handle people anymore.
No?
I can't. They're all crazy.
Didn't you have some people stealing from you?
I had a homeless man come into my coffee shop, and because there's plexiglass between me and the tip jar, just literally picked up my tip jar, dumped it out, and like looked at me and walked away. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm gonna fucking die out there." And I was just like, I was like, "Oh, you're an I literally was just like, you're an asshole. Like, okay, but you're an asshole.
That's insane. Who puts the tip? What? The tip jar can't be just fucking randomly open to grab. Is that a new?
It always. There's lots. That's happened to us before at the restaurant where we had a homeless man came in and grabbed it. Right? It happens because sometimes people have their tip jars out. It's not like it was a ton of money. It was probably like maybe $20. But it was just more that he was such a dick about it. Like he looked, and I was just like, you're an asshole. And I'm like, I'm not going to chase you because you probably are going to die out there.
And now you want pity? You want pity from me?
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah, that's another part that made me mad. But then someone stole a check from my mailbox and cashed it.
Cashed it?
$1,500.
Really?
I don't
That's
understand
insane.
any bank that could make that mistake.
So wait a minute,
So now I'm like, do I have someone that has my identity?
Oh, so the person, so whoever sent you the check, you were like, hey, where's my check? And they're like, we already sent it. And then you're like, well, you cashed it. So
that's
they
what
knew.
It said on her. She's
Really?
like, you cashed it on October 29th. I'm like, no, I didn't.
And then what bank? Couldn't they just say like,
Well,
oh,
they're
this
going
is the
to.
Yeah.
Like the banks are closed today because of Remembrance Day. So, but she said you'll probably just have to sign an affidavit saying you never took it, and
it never went through my account.
Never went through my account. Like I have screenshots of both days, and there's no deposit for that amount of money. And yeah, and then you'll just get the bank will pay it out. But what a bad it's. I don't know. I just don't know how, because I have such a hassle trying to put my freaking sound exchange check in the bank. I can't believe somebody cashed my check without
I don't quite understand. Whoever you are, you have to have a bank account and you have to have a name attached to that bank account. So you go in and you falsely
I have no idea
cash a check with somebody else's name on it. That's illegal. So they would have to be like somebody that has a fake bank account or something.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's impossible. Creepy feeling. It's very creepy feeling, and I don't like it.
Because you sort of like somebody. Yeah, I guess you can deposit.
That's what I think. But then they would know. They'd figure it out eventually.
And then they'd be like, okay, you stole that money.
But it could be someone that's high on drugs. Because I'm
gonna die out there. It's another one of those.
It was because it went to my old address. Because fucking Canada Post's a piece of shit. I paid to have my mail forwarded, and they didn't do it. And they won't give me my money back, $90, and they won't give because I can't prove. I'm not getting my mail. Like I'm going to prove this to them. I had a check stolen from my old fucking
that's
address.
Such a sweet scam because they can be like, "Hey, thanks for the $90." Like, "Hey, I have mail that's missing. Like, where is it?" Well, I don't have it.
Yeah.
Like, we'll fucking see ya.
Yeah.
That's a sweet system.
Like I don't know. It's shitty. I don't like it, but I mean, I know I'll get the money eventually. But it's also like, stop mailing checks. Enough. It's 2020. Get an e-transfer. Figure out e-transferring so that it works for your accounting. But this is bullshit. Same with Sound Exchange. I get these checks that have to sit in the bank for 15 business days so that the bank can go through and verify that there's actual money on the other end.
They still don't trust you after all these years, hey?
I had such a big argument last time because I'm like, I need my money on the 1st because I have rent to pay. And then they're like, well, it's out on the 3rd. I'm like, that doesn't help me. I've been with this bank since I was 6 years old. Well, we can't just release it.
How many arguments have you had at the bank, with the teller?
Not at the teller. It's always over the phone because they're the ones that get start saying shit to you. But I have had arguments at the thing. It's more of the whole 15 business days. You're gonna hold my fucking check. Like, why 15?
It's so hard to imagine working there. Imagine working.
And that's what I always say on the phone, though. I always say, I know none of this is you. Like, this is not a personal attack on you. I know you're just doing your job. I've done your job. But whatever your bank's policies are, they suck. I'm not saying you suck. I'm saying they suck.
People everything's recorded.
I've worked at one of those places. It's weird.
So you would know one person's going to call with a bullshit problem.
Yeah.
And another person's going to call because of one of our ridiculous policies.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go back and forth all day between ridiculous problem from an idiot.
It gets to you.
And a reasonable complaint that a person has based on a policy that we get calls for all the fucking time. And I'm being recorded.
Yeah.
So I have to over and over again say, well, that is the policy, sir. And blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, fuck, I hate this. It'd be the worst.
I worked at a call center for Neiman Marcus, and when I first started working there, it was just on the sales part where people call in and you take the orders, and it's pretty easy. But once in a while, you'll get someone calling in for customer service, and they'll be mad, and you'll have to deal with it. And then they had another team where if that person on the other end was still pissed off and they say can't talk to a manager, I was the manager where I'd get the call.
Oh, you were the fake manager.
I was basically, because I didn't get paid anymore to do this,
right.
like maybe $1 more. But I was the fake manager that took these shitty ass calls because the real managers didn't want to take them. So so now I love capitalism. I'm getting a whole fucking 8-hour shift of just like vile, horrifying, rich women that are mad. Poor women that are mad, like they're just like screaming at me, screaming about getting free shipping or their jeans didn't come on time, and like you begin to just fucking hate people, like and it's just like a whole day of that. Like so when I get mad to someone on the phone at the call center, I always feel bad because I'm like, and then I'm always like, it's not you. I've done her job, I know, but like, but you're the policies of the company that you work for are fucking horrifying.
People don't even really realize that they're venting to a person whose heart is unplugged.
Yeah.
You know, like you're not.
Oh, we used to put it on mute all the time and be like, to our friends all the time.
It's a job. Like, they don't give a fuck. Like, if you're calling a bank or like somebody that gave you shitty service and you're like, and another thing about Blue Cross, you can tell Jimmy Cross or Marcus Blue or whatever the fuck their names are. The founders, Mr. Blue and Mr. Cross. You can tell those nearly dead cocksuckers that they should pay for dental work. And on the other end of the phone, they're just like you said, they have the phone down. Yeah. 3 people are listening to it. They're all laughing around a fucking phone campfire.
Well, because I literally all day got phone calls from Karens from can I speak to the managers?
Hi, I need to speak.
Every day I got that all day long. I spoke to Karens like 5 days a week for about 2 years.
And so what could you, like, because usually the manager would be the person that got on the phone to give them a slightly different, ask for the version again. I'm sorry, what seemed to be the problem?
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, look, I already explained this to the other girl. Well, I'm not the other fucking girl, bitch. So you're going to have to start from the beginning or hang up.
Yeah. This is part of the process if you want what you want.
What we want you to do is repeat the dumb problem.
And you get so sick of it.
And then hopefully you'll think, wait a minute, that does sound dumb now that I say it the third fucking time to a different person. Yeah. Well, actually the problem is, I don't know what the problem, I forget what the problem was. I've been on hold so long.
Yeah, it's true. Anyone that works at a call center, are good for you. It's it's a rough fucking job. It's a rough job, especially if you have if English isn't your first language and you're talking to English speaking people.
Can I speak to somebody that knows English?
I feel bad for those people. Daily they get racism all day long. Long.
Look, I can't hear I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how many times like the other look, can you put somebody who fucking speaks English?
And they'll say something like say a terrible derogatory name or something.
Some problematic word.
Yeah, some toxic white man word. And from the white vocabulary, from white man vocabulary, and women, I guess.
It's not a big book, but it's filled with hate.
It's filled with so much hate. But no, yeah, I fucking we're talking about so many unsung heroes in the World War II people. Well, they were sung. Oh my god,
yeah, we don't. They were sung.
But call center employees are unsung heroes.
You know, the war veterans, they are sung heroes.
Well, why? But logically, why wouldn't you think that?
We don't have Remembrance Day for call center employees that died. You know, like in the line of fucking duty.
No.
Same thing as cab drivers. They're fucking heroic. Like what they deal with like on a daily basis. Yeah. That is heroic. And we don't give a fuck. We're like, how quick can you be here?
Yeah.
You fucking hero.
Yeah.
You know, but they have just pick our drunk asses up everywhere.
Pick us up. Yeah.
And then sometimes we just stumble out and don't fucking pay. We puke in their backseat.
Yeah.
We just treat them like shit.
Yeah.
They're garbage. And we're just like,
I feel so bad.
There's a lot of shitty jobs out there.
It would be nice to see those jobs flip and then like the rich people die.
I'm gonna die out there, like that homeless guy. I'm gonna die out there. What the fuck? Then do it. Then die out there. Don't take my fucking tip jar.
That was like I'm like, well, you're trying to make me feel sympathy for you when you steal from me. Like you could come in here and literally, I'm not supposed to do it, but I've had somebody come in before and be like, can I just have a call? I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. But like,
and you know that guy's not buying pants and a sandwich. You know
no, he's not.
Like, he's not fucking getting thermal underwear.
No.
It's all straight crack cocaine.
Like there was a girl that came in and she kept on trying to pay with one of those. She opened it in front of me, one of those MasterCard gift cards.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well this isn't gonna work. But she's like, okay, but like, and she was definitely strung out. And I was like, okay. And then she tried it 3 times, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't. And she's like, well, can you donate me a coffee? I'm like, yes, I can do that. Like yeah.
I mean, it's Starbucks. It's only $9, right?
Yeah, it's only $9.
Where did you work when that homeless lady did that?
At the coffee shop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is horrible when somebody comes in like, it's just not.
I just feel, but.
And you can tell in their eyes, they're not even looking to see. Like, that's when you know.
She was looking at me so much that she knew that I'm watching her, and I knew there's no way this is working. That's a stolen gift card, probably.
When it's borderline, they're looking to see if it's accepted or declined.
Yeah.
Like, please be accepted.
Yeah.
Accepted.
Yeah.
It did go through.
Exactly.
But when somebody's just looking at you, like as it's running through, they're just looking at you. It's like, this is declined.
Yeah.
Because you're not even fucking checking the screen.
Yeah. It's not going to work, and you are going to get at least something free out of me. So, but to her credit, she did, like, she got some like breakfast sandwiches, and I could have just started heating them up. She goes, just wait to see if it goes through. Because she didn't show me when she first was coming through what she had. I'm like, this is just a lady that's had a rough night and is going home at this time. I've been her before. I've been that drunk.
Is that walk of shame or homeless
mascara?
Crack addict?
Yeah, is that walk of shame or homeless crack?
Sometimes it's hard to tell.
Sometimes it's really hard to tell.
And then they use an expired gift card, and you know which one it is.
But yeah, I felt bad. But that was all that one day, and then now someone stole out of my fucking mailbox. And I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
It just makes you really.
We're doing actually pretty good on some of these things now.
We are. This is like we're on a roll. Like we won a 30 and then a 50 last week.
God damn it.
This one. Are we doing it right now?
We might as well do. Yeah, we've already been talking for 50 minutes or something. Yeah, look, fucking you've been blathering away about heroes.
Yeah.
Sung heroes.
Sung heroes.
Sung hero.
Oh, someone's going to say something.
Problematic or toxic or racist?
All of them. It's all 3. My fingers aren't working.
Wait a minute. My fingers always work. Let me rub it out with my blood blister. I don't want to win that. $10,000 gross.
Ew, it's covered in blood blister blood.
I'm so bad at finding the thing, Do
you think that by the time this is out that Trump will have been like, okay, guys, I didn't win?
No, he'll keep it going.
He's loving every second of this. He's like he'll be out tomorrow? No. Oh, he'll be out tomorrow. Oh, yeah, this will be out tomorrow. So, yeah, no, he'll still be there. He'll still be there.
The fuck? What the fuck is going on?
I just think, he's doing all this for, and enjoying it and loving and trolling people. Because he is, literally.
He loves it, yeah.
He loves it. He loves reading about himself. He loves all this shit. And Rudy Giuliani just going to court for him.
Well,
4 seasons.
And he just doesn't.
That couldn't even have been written by the Curb Your Enthusiasm staff. I'm sorry. That was the funniest fucking thing.
The landscaping company?
Yeah, it was supposed to be. They first tweeted out at the 4 Seasons. And then the 4 Seasons tweeted out, we're not affiliated in this at all. And then it was by a porno store.
Crematorium and a porno store.
I don't think a comedy writer could write that better.
No, it would seem far-fetched.
I really honestly think that this whole world is being written right now, and we're just a big TV show because it's gone real good.
Rudy G. We should post some pics of Rudy G wearing a mask on 9/11 and be like, "Oh, look who was wearing a mask, motherfucker!"
Oh yeah, no, don't do that. That's rude. Someone will get mad about that.
Anti-mask, are we, Rudy? And then just him
Not on
covered
9/11.
in ash with Tower 2 going down behind him.
Oh my God.
I don't know if I said that on a previous podcast, but if I
You
did.
didn't win on this one.
Fuck you.
Oh.
Rudy Giuliani. Yeah, sometimes I'll see comedians posting aha, looks like, and then it's like a Rudy Giuliani thing, and you're like, come on, man.
Aha.
You're retweeting Rudy Giuliani as a gotcha
I gotcha.
on Hunter's laptop. That's your slam dunk is Rudy G, old fucking down on the, giving the girl a touch, here, give me your number. I'm
What's your number?
when you watch Borat, it's
disgusting.
so clear that he wants to fuck that chick.
That tap on the hip is every woman watched that and is like, I know that tap.
I love the way. Some parts of Borat I thought were I actually didn't like the Jewish thing. Where he's kind of played that so much, being a Jewish devil at the synagogue or whatever. But some of it, the way that he set Rudy up.
Yeah.
Not only was it clear that he wanted to fuck this chick, but he comes in as the fucking sound guy and is like, "Oh, it's over." And Rudy's like, "Whoa!"
Get out of here.
Rudy is you can clearly see him being like, "Get out of here, you fucking cock blocking piece of shit."
Totally.
Yeah, do not block this on me, you motherfucker.
That's probably why he came back. Like, I don't think that was the plan at first for him to come back in underwear. He was probably like, well, how do I get him out of there with her? Because he's now creeping her out.
Oh,
I guarantee you they have even better footage of it, but
that's
they
why
didn't
he pushed
release it.
back so hard. Like when Borat came out and he knew that clip was going to play, like he pushed back hard.
Well, he said on that day that it happened, he's like, Borat tried to get me and I made him look like an asshole or something.
No, didn't.
You didn't. But
Borat made you look like the kind of 73-year-old man who would fuck a 20 whatever,
exactly.
25-year-old. Like it's, yeah, which
that's what he is.
I mean, he's that kind of creep.
Ugh.
But it was so gross.
It was so gross.
You know, because you see, like, that's what's great about, because you can see, like, rich conservative guys always have great teeth, right? All fake. So Rudy Giuliani's got all these big white fake teeth, and it's like, no, bitch, you're 79.
Yeah, those aren't his teeth.
Teeth
They're
don't
dentures.
Teeth don't knock off years. You look older with new teeth.
Especially when they look
you
like
put something new on your face, the rest of it looks older, right? It's the same thing as a wall in your house. You redo the windows, and then people go, fuck, is that wallpaper disgusting? You know, like, oh God, that wallpaper is this. And you're like, no, I want your eyes to be drawn to the new window. And you're like, but I really can't get away from how fucking hideous that wallpaper is. It's the same thing with faces. You get all new teeth in your 70s, your face looks like shitty old 70s wallpaper.
Oh my God.
You look horrendous. So he thinks he looks good enough to fuck. He's like, well, she's 25, but my teeth are 3. So
my teeth are younger than you. Yeah, try fucking my teeth first.
Yeah, my teeth are a little young for this lady. This little vixen. But I'll give it a try.
My little toddler teeth. My teeth are toddlers.
Yeah. I don't know if my teeth are old enough to be messing around with some old broad, but I guess I'll give her a snap. It just makes you look hideous to have those new big white horse teeth in a 73-year-old's face. Don't do it. Just keep them coffee yellow, little rusty, a little tinted. Yeah. Because then your face looks okay. Like, hey, he looks all right. His teeth are kind of fucked up, but he looks okay.
It's always, and it's never like, did they get that done? It's always like, they got that done because they're like, ding.
And Botox, right? So Rudy's like, no, I'm not 73. Look at how fucking unwrinkled my face is.
There was an anchor on Global or something that she got her teeth whitened, and it was like her teeth were like, and it was like bananas so white. Crazy.
Hi.
Yeah, and you're like, wow, that's
white.
Whoa,
you got to do teeth and face at the same time.
You got to keep them all tight.
It's got to be tight. You got to get that wallpaper gone.
Get rid of that wallpaper. Get rid of it.
So we lost money.
We respect Yeah,
even though some of their views are toxic.
Yeah, I think that's so funny. I think that's such a comment on exactly what the world is like today. It's like they're anything.
I don't know how many years we are away.
It doesn't matter what side, but on one side, someone will find a problem with whatever anyone's trying to do.
Yeah. And right now, they'll have a problem with us talking.
Oh, they'll have a huge problem. But hopefully they don't listen to this.
They don't. Most of them don't. Once in a while, I'll see somebody and I'll be like, why the fuck did they look at me like that? Did they listen to episode 12 or something? You know, like
a comic?
No, just like a person, you know, like in town or
this?
no, well, they just like, who knows, right? It's on Facebook. Yeah. It's not like maybe like they heard somebody said like, hey, you should check it out. Fucking what? Who's that? Like,
who's that
asshole? Said something weird about you.
Yeah, we sometimes say stuff about weird people, but that's part of our charm.
Yeah, who knows?
That's what's gonna make us rich.
That's what's so great about nobody listening to it.
It's so good.
We don't make any money.
You can't cancel.
You can't cancel us. We're uncancelable.
We're uncancelable.
I'm going to call all their advertisers and, oh, wait a minute.
Does anyone have K4 Financial's number?
I'm going to call Jim. That's what would happen. I can't believe that you're letting them podcast in your own personal space.
Yeah. Shut them down.
All those problematic views in that one room. Yuck. You better fumigate because I bet your ceilings are yellow in whatever room they spew that nonsense in. All that fucking weird rage and hate vapor.
Don't give them his address again then.
I won't. we had to cut that out. It's the only thing we've ever cut out of the podcast.
I'm pretty
is Jim's
sure.
address. Oh, well.
Oh, my
Rudy's
God.
teeth are young and we're old.
They are old.
We're way older than Rudy's teeth.
Way older than that old
And
politician.
then he gave her the old...
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
not kidding
the
you.
old
That,
girl.
that tap, every woman saw that and was just like, oh, we all got goosebumps. Like, we've had
Well,
all
because
had
what it
somebody
is
do that to
like,
us.
we're just like, if a girl doesn't go, like, we're waiting for... That's what's weird about it is, like, you're a guy who's really on the fence about whether this chick wants to fuck you or leave, right? So you give her the old, there you go. And give her a little, nothing. What did I do? Nothing, really. Like, you can't get called out for that. You can't go, there you go. And then her go, ah! But you will notice, like, a quick flinch,
Yeah.
you know? Like, so then you read the flinch. You go like this, yeah. And if she doesn't move an inch, you're like, we are going to screw hard. But if she gives you a quick, whoa! If she gives you a quick, yay! If she shudders a little bit, then you're like, all right,
if she shudders, if she gets the vapors.
good-looking guys can make a move.
That's funny, but horrifying.
Ugly guys have to give you a little, let's check the flinch on that. Didn't move a lot. I'll stay.
Oh,
And
my
then,
God.
like, let's have another drink. And then you keep doing a little
Have
until...
you ever checked a flinch?
Sure, you're always reading the flinches. When you're an ugly guy, you're playing the margins. You know what I mean? You're not on the fuck. You can't just lean in with your face to a girl's face. She'll be like, what the fuck are you? You're like my uncle.
What girls are you going after?
My nieces. No, I'm just... But, you know,
He doesn't
like,
have any nieces.
I do, but they're awesome.
They're awesome.
But yeah, like you're always reading flinches when you're ugly. You're over at a girl's house and you're, let's have another Caesar and let's read. There, she's not moving a lot. This is going well.
She's not moving a lot is not a good way to decide whether a woman is going to fuck you or not.
No, but it's good. Like if you get a, like if she moves at 3 inches, you might as well go.
Might as well get up and leave.
If you give 2 quick pats here and she goes, whoa, then you're like, all right, I'll put my shoes on then.
Have you had women go whoa before?
No, I'm just kind of making it up, but it seems like legit, doesn't it?
I don't know if I've ever whoa, but maybe
You've probably
before
given
I've
it.
whoa'd.
If a guy did that,
Oh, I flinched
and you were
many a
like,
time.
"Ooh, fuck
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Then you're like, that's your way of going. We're
Yeah.
not doing that.
Yeah.
And then he
Weird.
gets to be like, okay,
Go to bed now.
I guess we'll just do Netflix and leave.
Netflix and get out.
I thought we were doing the Netflix and chill. Like, that's not guaranteed sex, you fucking loser. We watched Schindler's List.
That would be
why I
hilarious
picked
to
this
watch that on a
movie.
first date. Like, yeah, why don't you come over? We'll watch Schindler's List.
Netflix
just
and
like,
chill. And then the guy shows up and he's like, he is 80 pounds heavier than his profile picture. And then you're like, we're watching Schindler's List.
oh
And
my
then
God.
you can't make a move on that.
I'm not
guess that
ever
was
going
an
to date
episode of
again, but
Seinfeld,
if I
wasn't it?
was going to date again, I would use that for sure. That's a great idea.
I think it's a Seinfeld episode. Now
It
that I think
is-
about it.
It is a Seinfeld episode, but like
It's also a great
good
thing
tactic.
for a girl to do. Yeah,
good
throw
way
on
to
Schindler's List for your next Netflix and chill.
or just throw in like something really awful.
And then wait for the double
Like
pat.
Titanic
and
too.
Wait for the double pat, and then make sure that your body shifts 3 inches
Yeah.
when you feel the pat. You know,
It's such a weird like thing because like you
lunge forward, like when you feel it.
You-
You're really lean into it. So I'll go like that, and then you go, what the fucking.
You grew up in a time where consent was body language, and now
Yes.
people are growing up in a time where consent is actual verbal consent.
I know that's what I mean. Too much communication.
That's too much communication now.
That's what I said in the beginning of the podcast. We communicate.
Well,
too
she
much.
flinched, so she said yes.
What's wrong with a
She didn't
non-verbal
flinch.
cue? What's wrong with a All right, she leaned into that one. You know, the first pat I met her here, and the second pat was back here a little bit. She actually moved into my second pat. We are making progress.
I thought you were gonna say we are making love.
No progress.
Oh my
You're not gonna
God.
fuck on your first date.
Oh
you
my
don't wanna
God.
pat and fuck.
Why
You
not?
pat, go, and then come back and fuck without the pats the second time. That's how a gentleman plays it.
Gentlemen's.
Well, how long have you been fucking nattering on? Way too long.
Way too long.
Thanks for listening to your own podcast.
Thank you. We'd like to thank K4 Financial for sponsoring this podcast.
He doesn't even listen anymore, probably. Poor guy.
I'm gonna have to go to K4 Financial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about the lost money. He'll be like, I
Yeah,
don't
lost
do that.
Find my money. Cape Financial, find it.
Are you a financial rescue
Can
guy?
you find my money? Well, I don't know.
I don't do that.
I lost some money. Can you find it? That would be funny to be
police,
a financial
All
advisor.
the police.
But what if you were an actual financial advisor?
Are you a financial private investigator?
Yeah, you help people find money, but all you did was double charge them what the money they lost was, and then just give them the money. Say, I found it.
You robbed from the poor. Found it. Prove it, bitch.
Double that commission.
All right. Well, thanks for being on your own podcast.
Thank you for joining me.
Good night, Wendy.
Good night.
I don't know if I should say that anymore.
You can say that whenever you want. She's listening. She's listening down in
She
hell.
is. No.
What? She doesn't want to be in heaven.
She's in Christian Chinese heaven.
My mom is way. My mom's.
She's in her first 5,000 years. She's
my
still
mom
fine.
was too badass for heaven.
She's in a concentration heaven camp.
I never talk about your dead mother.
That's true. But we all know she's just gone for life. I don't know. She believed in heaven. Did Wendy believe in heaven?
I don't think so. My mom
Good.
was not religious at all.
Okay, so we can say
I'm
what
sure
we
my
want about
mom
them.
is like haunting my house somewhere. That's what she
That's true.
wants. That's what she wanted.
That's
was her
what
wish,
she always wanted.
to haunt me.
She just throws dust on your TV.
Clean it.
Every time you leave, she just fucking sprinkles dead skin cells.
That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say if people come over, my house is messy. I'm like, oh, this is my mom. She's a ghost. She's fucking with me.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that dusty.
She
It's
just
twice as
likes
dusty
to-
as it normally would
She
be.
likes to make it hard on me. This was a great ending.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.